Hey there, folks. Today I wanted to tell you about the most bizarre Olympic event that has ever occurred. The year was 1904. The Summer Olympics were happening in St. Louis, Missouri. The event we're focusing on is the historic men's marathon. 32 athletes started the race of 25 miles. However, only 14 managed to finish the race. It was 92 degrees Fahrenheit with humidity over 90%, which made the heat index, also known as the real field temperature, a staggering 135 degrees. Although the race began and ended at the stadium, the rest of the course was on dusty country roads, with race officials riding in vehicles on the roads, creating large dust clouds. At 135 degrees, when you're running a marathon, one thing is more important than everything else. Determination and a will to succeed? No, moron. It's water. It's obviously water. The organizer of the event only allowed one water station at just under 25 miles into the race. The organizer may as well have been a mad scientist, since this was because he wanted to research purposeful dehydration, even though this can kill people. And it nearly did. The first person to arrive at the finish line was Fred Lors, who had actually dropped out of the race after 9 miles and hitched a ride with a stranger back to the stadium. It's a classic strategy in competitive running. But the car broke down at the 19th mile, so he figured he would just re-enter the race and jogged across the finish line. After being declared the winner, he took a photo with Alice Roosevelt, the daughter of Teddy Roosevelt. He was about to be given the gold medal when his cheating was revealed and he was promptly banned for life from competing, although the ban was lifted only 2 years later. Thomas Hicks from the US ended up winning the event, but only under conditions that wouldn't be allowed in later years. 10 miles from the end, Hicks led by 1.5 miles, but his trainers had to restrain him from stopping and lying down. For the last 10 miles, he continuously received doses of strychnine, a rat poison that is also a stimulant, mixed with brandy. He kept running, but was experiencing hallucinations due to the exhaustion and, the rat poison, and was barely able to walk for most of the course. When he reached the stadium, his support team carried him over the line, holding him up as he shuffled his feet so it looked like he was still running. The judges decided it was acceptable and gave him the gold medal anyways. He never ran professionally again, since he had to be carried off the track and could have died in the stadium if he had not been seen by several doctors. Another person who nearly died was William Garcia, who was found laying on the side of the road with multiple internal injuries due to breathing in all the dust. Another competitor was a Cuban postman who joined the marathon, arriving near the end of it. He joined the race after losing all of his money in New Orleans and hitchhiking to St. Louis, joining the event in street clothes that he modified to look like a racing outfit. After not having eaten for 40 hours, he stopped in an orchard and ate a bunch of apples, but they were rotten and caused him to have stomach cramps. Despite his illness, he finished the race in 4th place. The race also included the first 2 black Africans to compete in the Olympics, who finished in 9th and 12th, but many thought it was unfair as one of the racers would probably have finished earlier had he not been chased almost a mile off course by a pack of aggressive dogs, which is not something that's supposed to happen in the Olympics, obviously. Lastly, a Frenchman, Albert Correr, was not included in the race since he didn't have the right paperwork to actually compete. The moral of this story is, don't be a dick if you're organizing an event where people push their bodies to the very limit. Also, if you're ever ashamed of how slow you're running, just imagine a pack of wild dogs behind you. The fear of death is the greatest motivator there is.